What's going on, everybody? We're back. It's your friend Will. This is the memory lapse. Oh, wrong event. We are picking back up our Grixis control series here. Going into round 4, going for a third win. Strung together 2 in a row after losing to green-black round 1. Alright, well, with our opponent on a mulligan, I'm kind of inclined to keep this. Wow, so they're going to opt turn 1. Or they were just holding for a shock in case we were an elf deck. Now they're opting. Which makes sense if they bottomed their top card. Their hand might need a lot of help. Ooh, Moment of Craving off the top. No, another land. Alright, well, we actually might be in trouble here. If they have the Electromancer draw. But hopefully between the mulligan and the opt, they don't have much. Yeah. Okay, so now let's just start taking apart their hand a little bit. It's a great draw for us. Looks like they're really spell light. Let's just draw another card here. Another Phoenix. Maybe their hand is like all drakes. I mean, now we're in a position where they could just like opt spell, and bring back 2 Phoenixes. It looks like that's what they're gonna do. 3 Phoenixes. Oh my god, that's a little bit unreal. I mean, I get like the risk of playing Disinformation Campaign is that they're gonna have Phoenixes, but them having 3 in the top 14 is not exactly something that you can play around, I don't think. Alright, so we just lost this one because they had 3 Phoenixes. Alternatively to playing the Disinfo campaign, we could have just held Vraska's Contempt, but it just seemed really unlikely that they were going to hit us for 11 there. So we want the cast down. I think we want the Eldest. The Thief is probably okay. Thought Erasure, Contempt. I don't think Blink is too good here. Ritual's not that good. Golden Demise not good. Maybe Thief is not that good if they're going to keep in shock, which they're likely to do. You can probably take out 2 Moment of Craving since it only hits the Goblin. This is similar to how we did it before, though I think previously we've taken out all the moments and maybe we brought in Disdainful Stroke. I think I'd prefer to keep in 2 moments here. Just as a cheap answer to an Electromancer. Let's try that. Another 1-lander. This is just the classic for this channel. So we have to mulligan. At least we have answers here. And Azcanta will help us dig. Alright, let's just see what they're working with. Chart. Beacon Bolt. So let's take one of their charts here. This could be a really hard one. We're going to need Search to do a lot of work. Yeah, that helps actually. And they're more likely than not going to draw into their land. Just a question of whether or not it's red. And it's red. So they can play Drake here. Second Contempt is a great draw. Obviously our preference is... Let's keep this. I kind of like preemptively taking out the second Drake here so we can save this Contempt for something later. Eldest Reborn. It looks like they'll probably just try to jam as much damage as they can here off the Drake. Ooh. We even get a Moment of Craving target here, which is really nice for this Eldest Reborn next turn. Library. So they're on a lot of draw. Their hand is still very subject to change. I guess we library this because we just need to draw off it. Make them discard once from Eldest Reborn, discard again to Disinformation Campaign. They discard like Radical Idea here. They use Radical Idea in response. We make our land drop. Next turn we get to get back Drake. It'll be a 4/4, which is not insignificant. Though you can just Beacon Bolt it away, but we still get to draw, which is really nice. I think we want Spell. Thought Erasure. Yeah, let's take a look this way. Spell Pierce. I guess that's fine. We'll just Contempt the Drake. Which they're opting not to Beacon Bolt this turn. Transform, which is sick. Cast Down is a nice one. I kind of want to duress away their Charted Course. Double chart. Okay. It tapped us. Oh no, we had to tap that way. No, we have, yeah, we don't have double black. So now if they draw land here, they're probably just beacon bolting the Drake. I have to imagine. Yep. Don't they do shock? Okay. And that's their turn, so we get to make an Azcanta activation on end step. Ooh, Thought Erasure. Get rid of their chart. Keep Nicol Bolas on top. Once they get empty-handed, it's pretty hard for them to come back in a serious way. Really tough for them to chain these radical ideas. All right, Nicol Bolas. Interesting that it chooses to tap this land over, say, like a blue-red land. I just need to be more mindful of that. So they discard. We can Sinister Sabotage to protect it from the Beacon Bolt if this is the route they take. Which, given the amount of land we have, they're probably going to do that. Lava Coil. Alright, so more or less the same line. Yeah, I mean, removal is just good. And I think flipping Nicol Bolas is just good. And plussing seems good here. So now we can negate. Yeah, okay. I was thinking of negating there, but they just scooped it up. Alright, that felt okay. Yeah, I don't think Disdainful Stroke is going to be very good against their particular build with the 3-drop Drakes in it as well. That was how I kind of imagined game 1 going with our Disinformation Campaign draws, was just depleting their hand really easily, but they had the ultimate hedge against it. Being on the blue-red side, like, yep, here we go. Just another mulligan, casual. I mean, obviously, we have to. As juicy as that one lander was. Actually like that. Don't think we need to rush this duress out. Alright, that's awesome that they don't have a... I'll just sit back on Syncopate here. For what it's worth, looks like our opponent mulligan too. Yeah, so this is exactly like what we want to catch here. Alright, so they're going to get a Crackling Drake next turn. Really nothing we're going to be able to do about that. So let's get our search down. And hope this helps us find answers. Watery Grave, don't want that. Vraska's Contempt does answer this. Since we saw Spell Pierce from them last game, I'm just going to do it now. We do actually feel somewhat advantage in the long game here. At least how that last game played out. The Drake. Small enough, though. Alright, we'll see how much damage they can pile on this turn. We can potentially flip Search next turn. A little worried that they might have Spell Pierce now for this Chemister's Insight when we really do want to draw 2. But wow, yeah, or Negate. Okay, looks like whatever they had, they gave it to us. God bless. Oh, this blocks. They did have Disdainful Stroke, okay. That's a big boy. Yeah, I think we just play Doom Whisperer here. And hope they don't go absolutely nuts off these 2 cards. Oh, that's not a good sign. That could be aspirational, but no, it looks like they're just going to go nuts off 2 cards here. Man. Someday we're going to play around where we don't just mulligan like almost every game. It just feels like we're it really does feel like we're 1 card from winning these things. Which is kind of disappointing. I'm not going to say this deck felt amazing. It is fun to play, but I would really love to play a series where I get a lot of 7-card hands. But I'm probably not going to, because I'm going to have to switch decks after this series. So now we need to draw like exactly Contempt. Yeah, we don't even have enough land to look for Contempt off Azcanta, unfortunately. I think we have to look for it like this. Actually, even exactly Contempt is not good enough. Yeah, alright, we lost. Rats. We had them in a good spot, and it looks like they just top decked that Niv Mizzet. That's really unfortunate. it felt like we actually had them in such a good spot, but Disdainful Stroke and into Izzet into just not finding an answer. That's how it goes. But at least we broke even after that losing start, which is good. Sometimes when you play these weird decks, it's kind of all you can expect. So my verdict on this deck is, I would be hesitant to play it in best of one. It kind of feels like a worse version of green-black in the way that it plays. It's like green-black, except you don't get to play the 2 and 3 drops that are like drawing you cards and beating down. And your reactive answers just feel outclassed by a lot of the threats in the format. Like, I don't know, Golden Demise as a 1x seems bad. Even against the white weenie decks, it doesn't seem that good. They have a lot of draws where this Golden Demise, by the time you can cast it, it's just not good anymore. Like, even on turn 3, they can pump up their tokens, or they could just have Snubhorn Sentries. So I really don't know about this. Ritual of Soot seems okay, but we just didn't play against matchups where it really mattered that much. Moment of Craving I'm not sold on. It's just too... I'm sure it's key to winning the white weenie matchups, and to some extent the red decks, but we just didn't... They're just not that popular in best of 3. That's the problem. The mid-range decks are really popular, and this deck doesn't feel like it preys on mid-range, even after sideboard. I mean, after sideboard it gets a little bit better, but the Thought Erasure, Duress, Disinformation Campaign plan is not really that good against the blue-red deck, from what we can tell. They have a lot of top decks to just get them out of it, or like they just draw a Drake, and now if you don't have the answer, then you can't win. And that's not a good situation to be in. Like with green-black, you get in that situation too. Like if you can't answer a Drake, but at least you've played creatures, and you have a scenario where you can maybe race, right? Like you have 2 4/3s down on the board, and okay, they make a Drake, and it's like big, but maybe they can't even attack. Maybe they have to block, and that gives you time to draw. Whereas with this deck, you put so little pressure on them, and you're constantly on the back foot trying to answer them. So I don't know. If you have the cards for it already and you don't have to burn a lot of wild cards to make it, then give it a shot. But if you're thinking like this is a deck that you're going to build and grind and really be successful with, I think you'd have to seriously look at changing a lot of the main deck at least. Like going down like 2 Moment of Craving, or cutting Moment of Craving and Golden Demise entirely. Going up on cast downs. Maybe even playing some Essence Scatters would be worth doing here. Just to counter those early Drakes that are quite a problem. Like you just get overloaded. So yeah, that's my thought. Maybe we'll take this and we'll make some changes to it and come back to it in a week or so. But it did not feel well equipped for the current metagame, that's for sure. And the mulligans obviously didn't help either. I think we mulliganed out of what, 12 games, we probably mulliganed more than half of them, which is unusual. And it was all just because they were 1 or 0 land hands, not like, not like, oh, we have 2 lands but we can't keep. We just kept every 2 land hand we could. Yeah, that's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed. I know this deck is popular. It is a cool deck. I'm gonna give it that. I have to acknowledge that. But it just did not feel. It just did not feel for this particular session like it was well equipped to win. So that's my feeling. And yeah, that's it for this series. We're gonna go pick a new deck. And please remember, if you're having a good time with the channel, to subscribe, leave a comment, and then get at me on Twitter if you want to arrange a direct challenge match, because I'm going to try to record some of those with some viewers. I think that'll be fun. So yeah, that's it. We're going to go find a new deck, and then we'll be back again soon.